In this video, I'm going to discuss the pros and cons of e-mountain bikes.
A couple of weeks ago, it was new bike day for me, but despite all the buzz around e-bikes, I decided not to go for one. With my major leg injury, you might think an eMTB would be the obvious choice, but is it? Before I dive into why I didn't get an e-bike, I want to say I'm definitely an e-bike fan. I've rented them several times at the Forest of Dean, Exmoor National Park, and even on the Greek islands of Kos and Crete. They're an absolute blast to ride, but today I'll break down the pros and cons of eMTBs and explain why, for now, I've chosen to stick with a traditional mountain bike. One of the best things about eMTBs is how much easier climbing becomes. Steep inclines that used to feel impossible suddenly feel achievable. Even those rooty technical climbs that were just a grind before turn into fun uphill challenges. With an e-bike, you can focus more on your technique, knowing you've got the extra power when you need it. I found myself tackling riskier lines and being way more adventurous on obstacles, rather than just surviving the climb. Another huge benefit is the distance you can cover. On my regular bike, the mileage I can manage is heavily influenced by how much climbing is involved. For example, when I hired an eMTB in Exmoor a few months ago, there was no way I could have achieved the same distance or elevation gain on my normal bike. And if you take a wrong turn, e-bikes make retracing your steps so much faster. Despite all the GPS apps, I often miss trails and end up getting a bit lost. When that happens, an e-bike makes it so much easier to backtrack and find the trail without completely wearing yourself out. The workout on an e-bike is also a different experience. It's more like a sustained cardio session with consistent intensity compared to the interval style bursts of a regular mountain bike. On my normal bike, one moment I'm coasting and the next I'm pushing myself to the max. Plus, with an e-bike, deciding to do just one more run is so much easier. You're not stuck halfway up a brutal climb wondering if you've got the energy to make it to the very top again.
E-bikes are fantastic for group rides. They help bridge the fitness gap between riders. I'm used to chasing people uphill on my regular bike, but on an e-bike, that's just not an issue. E-bikes have opened up mountain biking to so many people who might never have tried it. I see riders of all fitness levels and ages out on the trails, and it's awesome to see so many couples and families riding together.
Of course, there are a few downsides. First off, the weight. E-bikes are heavy, and loading them into the car or onto a bike rack can be a hassle. Then there's the battery. I've had a couple of rides where the battery ran out halfway through. And let me tell you, pedaling a heavy e-bike with no power is not fun.
So the battery's just died. No way.
Cost is another big factor. E-bikes are pricey. A similar spec to my current traditional bike would set me back significantly more. And let's not forget the potential for costly repairs. E-bikes are more complex and damage or battery replacement can get expensive fast. The main reason I didn't go for an e-bike comes down to my personal journey. Before I started mountain biking, I spent years recovering from a major leg injury. At my lowest point, I felt physically helpless. Mountain biking gave me back my sense of freedom and achievement. Now I know I'll never be the fastest uphill, but that's not the point. When I check Strava, I'm not focused on my downhill times. I'm looking at my uphill progress. That's what makes me feel good. There's also something about the feeling of reaching the top of a climb on a traditional bike. It feels like a real achievement. With an e-bike, I wouldn't say I feel like I cheated, but it just doesn't give me that same sense of accomplishment. It's the grind and effort that make me getting to the top so rewarding for me. Even though I deal with daily pain, I still see improvement, and that's what keeps me going. For me, mountain biking isn't just about riding, it's about pushing my limits and proving to myself what I can do. So that's why I haven't made the switch to an e-bike, at least not yet. One day I might have to, and when that day comes, I'll embrace it. But for now, I'm going to keep challenging myself and enjoying the grind. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments, would you ever switch to an e-bike? Or if you already have one, what's your favourite thing about it? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. See you next time.